What's up, my ponios? Andy with Andy Vlogs. Excited to share with you guys more content, more breakdowns. Specifically today, as the title suggests, we're going to talk about Hypersmooth 3.0 and the difference between it and 2.0. So I've done a full comparison video you can check up in the cards, but I wanted to break down Hypersmooth and give you my thoughts, my analysis of it itself. First and foremost, I jumped into 4K 30 and I compared my GoPro Hero 8 with the 9. The GoPro Hero 8, unfortunately, doesn't have the capability of going wide at 4K 30. You're kind of bottlenecked there. So that's what the biggest difference was, is the ability to go wide with the GoPro Hero 9. All right, folks, we're now on 4K 30. I've got the wind suppression on both cameras. And there's a couple things to note. On the GoPro Hero 8, it only allowed me to go to linear. On the GoPro Hero 9, allowed me to go to narrow, so you can see that there's already a few differences in shooting here. So we're just going to keep walking around the house and we're going to be flipping from different settings. Okay, GoPro Hero 9 is now on linear, so we're now parity right now for the 8 and the 9. Just walking around showing you guys in different lighting situations. I got the sun right on my face. We're now going to go under this tree and get some more harsh light and show you what that's like with the harsh light on my face, as well as the shadows. We're gonna go maybe a little bit further out. I wish I had my selfie stick, but it didn't work on this duo thing. I'm about maybe 3 feet away. You can hear the audio is a little bit suppressed, but you got some wind in the background. Let's see how it does in the trees. It's able to keep a pretty good profile here. I'm enjoying it. Okay, now we're on wide for both of them. I'm gonna set it down and walk myself back. You'll see here the GoPro Hero 9, that 4K 30 without stabilization on has worse stabilization than the GoPro Hero 8 with stabilization on. You can actually tell that the GoPro Hero 9 is punched in despite having no stabilization at all. It's so weird. I don't know why this is a thing. I'm sure it's just a little kink in the armor here and they'll be able to flesh it out. But this was very, very disappointing to find, that if you take off fully stabilization, you're going to get better in-camera stabilization from the GoPro Hero 8 than the GoPro Hero 9. Now we're going to have kind of a POV view. We're going to run. That's with me holding it in my hand. Now let's do a run, holding it outstretched. See if that does anything different. It's a little more difficult to stabilize it. Again, this doesn't have Hypersmooth on it. I will do Hypersmooth now. Okay, now Hypersmooth boost is on wide lens, not super view yet. There's me running. Okay, this is stupid. Why am I running in my yard? I'm gonna get my longboard and see if that does any better. Now I switched to super view with Hypersmooth all the way on to boost. And you can notice something very, very interesting. You can tell that the GoPro Hero 9 is actually cropped in a little bit more, despite it having the same lens feature. And the active stabilization is a little more janky. I'm a little disappointed. I've fully updated to the latest firmware and software on the GoPro, and the GoPro Hero 8 is doing better. I wonder if it's because it's got at least a year on it of software updates and tweaks. So that's something that I noticed. Now we're moving on to 4K 60 with Hypersmooth boost completely on. I decided to go on my skateboard and go around the town to see if, shots that were down low, shots that were in my profile were better than not. And this is what I found. honestly, it's actually pretty good, but you're noticing that punch in further with the GoPro Hero9. You can tell that, you know, even though that they're all in the same settings, the GoPro Hero 8 is performing a little bit better. And I'm a little disappointed with that. I will admit the audio on the mic for the GoPro Hero 9 is astounding. It is way better. I have the active noise cancellation on for both of them, and the GoPro Hero 9 is doing so much better. There's so much more noise and wind that it's picking up, and that's because of that new flash mic. It really does have a little covering that's really nice, instead of having, you know, the little hole on the side that exposes it. Now let's go ahead and move on to what you guys have all been waiting for, the horizon leveling. As you can tell, it punches into linear. That way it can do the active Hypersmooth 3.0 with the horizon leveling, and it's amazing. It is really, really crazy. The horizon leveling allows you to honestly level the background while you as the subject move around. It's such a weird feeling that you get. Here, I'll show you. Let's try this new horizon leveling. This is on 4K 60, as you can see. Horizon leveling. I'm gonna just kick as hard as I can down the street and try to go fast. Get you a couple of cool shots. See what that looks like. Woo! My skateboard will go well. I'm tired. Okay, let's try it from behind. You could see the horizon leveling most when I was skateboarding from behind and kicking really hard. You could see that I would go from one side of the picture to the other and back, but the horizon, the background did not move hardly any like this. And I think that's really, really impressive. Honestly, it's astounding. Now check it out when I have it chest facing. Driving on my scooter. It is really, really good. All right, so we're gonna test the horizon leveling here, 4K 60 on my scooter, front facing. Then I'll switch it on the other side. We also have over here, right next to it, we're gonna have the scooter facing forward on 4K 60 with hyper smooth boost everything. They went that way. All right, this is round 2 of the horizon leveling. I didn't have the camera set all the way back. It's interesting on this Chesty, you can have it kind of face up that way. And I had it facing straight, but the way that I lean into stuff on my scooter, I actually lean in a lot, so you get too much of the scooter instead of, you know, the horizon. And so I'm gonna have it as high as I can up and see if I can't get it to test right. So here we go. Horizon leveling part 2, and then we'll go into the time warp. All right, I like to go through that neighborhood because it's got a lot of bumps and a lot of curves and a lot of low lighting, a lot of highlights and stuff. And so we'll see how that turns out in the post. Now we're gonna turn on time warp and go down the road all the way down to the very end so you can see the beautiful mountain range, and then we're gonna come back and we'll be done. with my analysis, those that are doing extreme sports and you have something at your chest and you're showing handlebars, or you're skiing or you're snowboarding, it is astounding. It is going to look amazing. You're going to be able to like bank back and forth and move tons, and while keeping that horizon just beautiful. One thing that I do note, if you are keeping it on your chest using the Chesty, you need to make sure that the camera is pushed all the way against your chest as far as you can. If you have it out anymore, with you moving back and forth like this, you are not going to get a smooth level. You need to have its pitch almost pointing up towards the sky, because it does some serious active horizon leveling and cropping, and the more picture that you have pitched up, the better. So that's what I recommend with regards to that. Okay, we're moving on. I found a couple of things to note. That's why it's a new day. I actually found that you can do horizon leveling with 5K 30 frames a second, so we're gonna test that out. So let's check it out. All right, we're doing 5K 30 frames a second horizon leveling. Here we go. Well, that didn't turn out so bad. I'm gonna go ahead and head home and process all this. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me. This is Andy with Andy Vlogs, doing a full tutorial and breakdown of these two device comparisons and showing you what it looks like in real time and real measure. Thanks so much for being here. Hit that like button, subscribe, and also support the channel by checking out the links below. See you guys. Bye.